If you've been scrolling YouTube and wondering whether that $150,000 payment program is actually real, I'm going to answer that question right now. Yes, it is. The California Dream for All came back in 2026, and it is one of the most significant first-time home buyer programs California has offered in years. I'm Lisa Bognuda, and I'm your Central Coast real estate specialist. I work with buyers in the Orcutt, Santa Maria, Nipomo, and across the whole 805. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how the Dream for All works, what the catch is, and whether it makes sense for someone buying in our Pacific market right now. Stay with me because you need to catch the most valuable parts of this video and not skip over them. California Dream for All is a shared appreciation loan offered through CalHFA, which is the California Housing Finance Agency. Here's what that means in plain terms. CalHFA covers up to 20% of your purchase price, or about $150,000, whichever is less. And that money goes towards your down payment or closing costs. You pair it with the Dream for All conventional first mortgage, so you're not juggling two separate lenders doing two separate things. They coordinate the programs for you. The money doesn't require monthly payments. You pay it back when you sell your home, refinance, or pay off your first mortgage. Now, here's the part people gloss over. What's the catch? Well, it's a shared appreciation on the home's value. When you eventually sell or refinance, you don't just repay the original amount, you also repay a percentage of the home's gain in value. So let's say CalHFA contributes 20% of the purchase price, so they get 20% of the appreciation back. Let me give you some real numbers. Say you buy a home for $550 here on the Central Coast. CalHFA puts in $110 towards your down payment. 5 years later, you go ahead and sell at $750. That's a $200,000 gain. You repay the original $110 plus 20% of the gain, which is about $40,000. So the total repayment comes up to about $150,000. Is that a lot? Well, compare that to waiting 4 or 5 years to save that $110 out of pocket while the home prices here on the California Central Coast keep moving up and up. For a lot of buyers, the math still works in their favor, but you need to go with your eyes wide open. And that's what this video is for. So part of the program criteria is first-time home buyers, meaning you haven't owned a primary residence in the last 3 years. You also need to be a first-generation home buyer, meaning your parents don't currently own a home. At least one borrower needs to be currently living in California. With that comes income limits that are tied to the county that you're going to be buying the home in. For San Luis Obispo County, household incomes are allowed up to around $198,000. Santa Barbara County income limits are about $188,000. If you've been assuming that you make too much to qualify, I'd encourage you to actually run the numbers before you write yourself off. A lot of working households in this area land inside those limits. So now you're asking yourself, does this work on the Central Coast? This is the question that actually matters for you. Medium home prices in the Orcutt area are running about $650 to $750 right now. Santa Maria gives you a little bit more liberty at $500,000 to $650 range. Nipomo tends to be a little bit higher at $750 for a single family residence. On a $600,000 home, 20% down payment is about $120. Most buyers don't have that sitting in savings. The Dream for All program can cover most or all the gap for buyers who have solid income and credit but haven't been able to accumulate large down cash reserves. One other thing worth knowing, the 2026 application window has already closed for March. CalHFA moved to a lottery system this year, which is actually better than the old first come, first served basis that they had. New vouchers are going out right now, and another funding round is expected later in 2026. CalHFA has about 150 to 200 million budgeted for this year. If you miss this round, the time to get ready is right now, not later. So I want to talk to you about some other options that are worth knowing. If you're a veteran or active duty service member, VA loans are still the strongest zero down option available, especially relevant if you're connected to the Vandenberg Space Force Base. No mortgage insurance, no shared appreciation. Another program I want to talk about is the USDA Rural Development Loans offer, which is zero down financing in qualified rural areas. Part of the California Central Coast has historically qualified for that. It's worth your time to check whether you can qualify with your local lender. And both San Luis and Santa Barbara counties have local down payment assistance programs that come and go based on the funding they have. Agents and lenders who track these is how you're going to find out about them before they run out. So if you want to know whether you qualify for the Dream for All or whether it actually makes sense for the price range you're targeting here on the Central Coast, that's a conversation I would love to have with you before you start your search. So call, text, or email me, and I'll walk you through your real options for buying in the 805 in 2026. If this video has helped you, hit my subscribe button. I cover what actually is happening in the market on a regular basis, not national headlines, just what matters for buyers and sellers right here on the Central Coast. Hey, I'll see you on the next one.